time from that emotion. Hey gang, how's it going? This is going to be our 5th in a series of 5. So this is our final earbud test, and we're going to be testing the Scout Air by Turtle Beach. Out of the 5 of these, this is the cheapest set, coming in at just under $30. And it looks like it should still punch above its weight. So we're going to test this out and kind of see how it goes. Let's get into an unboxing, see what's in here, and compare it to the rest. All right, like I said, the Scout Air by Turtle Beach are literally the cheapest out of the group that we're doing, but I wanted to get a cheaper set to get an idea. Oof, sticky. To get an idea of how they compare to the more expensive ones. So it's got your literature right here in the front. We've got a charging cord, and I'm sure that this right here is going to be where they have any extra earpieces, which this is actually nice. They've kind of got them laid out here. And then this is our actual headset. The charging port's on the back, and we'll peel this little sticky guy right here off. Or not, it didn't come off in one piece. I'm the worst peeler ever. And that's it. These guys look just like any other earbud. And ooh, they have a pretty long stem. Also, there's little pieces to peel right here that you want to peel before you go and charge it and everything. All right, let's go over the test criteria as I put this stuff back away. All right, so like all the rest of the headsets, what we're gonna do for testing is I will charge this overnight using a different USB. I'm not gonna plug in 800 of these things. I already have one set up that I've been charging all the rest with, and we're gonna charge it overnight. And in the morning, I will go to the gym, do my regular workout, and then I will run at least a mile in these. We'll be testing their noise cancellation, any type of ambient or transparent that it may have, or anything else. Again, this is another Bluetooth 5.0 or higher, so you need to make sure you have that if you're gonna use this. And then we'll go over all the findings on battery length and everything else after I do some testing. All right, so after a little over a week of testing, I have finished coming up with all the things I like and don't like about the Turtle Beach Scout Airs. I will let you know that I worked out with these. I ran at least a mile in them, if not a little bit more. I can't remember which ones I ran more with, but I did actually like these overall. And I'm gonna go over all my likes and dislikes and how everything kind of worked. The pros, these were the cheapest pair of earbuds I got. These Scout Airs were at like 30 bucks. And for what you get for $30, it is freaking insane. The equalizer, there's an actual app for these as well, where I ran into, like, say, the HyperX that I reviewed earlier on. Didn't even have an app, and they're almost twice as much, actually a little over twice as much as these are, and didn't even have an app to control anything. So there were only a few settings in the equalizer, but for $30, these things have an equalizer. I can tell that there were slight differences in the modes when it came to that, and we'll go over that in the app. But I mean, you could tell the difference when you move them around. I'm sure there's people that have much better hearing and much better attunement to settings and stuff, like to audio settings and stuff like that, and they could probably tell you a lot more than that. But to me, I could tell a difference. It was slight, but still a difference in the different listening modes. It actually has customizable button mapping. Again, something only one other set had, and those were almost 2 to 3 times as much as these. Again, for $30, these things are punching way above their weight. The button pushes on it were fairly easy to do, and they actually seem to work pretty good after I got down to figuring out how to actually hit them. I ran into some issues where I wasn't hitting it right, or they fit in my ear slightly weird, so I couldn't quite get to the buttons like I wanted. But once you do some adjustments when it comes to the earpieces and stuff, and you get it in your ear the right way, the button pushes are super responsive, and I had no issue with them. They fit comfortably. I did like the fit of them. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. but again, changing out the ear tips and you can get a better fit for you. They do come with ear tips. So here's where these things crushed it. So I tested these things almost all day long. And I will tell you, I didn't have any noise canceling on, and I just had them on and on and on and on. They lasted all day at work, which was like an 8 to 9 hour day after I got done doing everything, and they were still going. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to kill these things. I don't know how long they will go for, but it was well over the 8 to 9 hour period for these things, which was crazy. There was still like 20% left in them at like the 8 hour mark. So I'm assuming maybe something around 10. So these things are great for that. So for recharging these things, I did finally kill them. I just set them down and left them on and walked off until they finally died. The battery recharge on these, after 15 minutes, they were back up to 62%, which isn't really bad, especially if 62% of like 8+ hours gives you quite a long time for listening. At the 30% or at the 30-minute recharge mark, they were at 72%. The time to charge to 100% was about 45 to 50 minutes. The app, while very simple, doesn't give you real-time battery data. It like refreshes every once in a while. So something around the 45 to 50 minute mark and you're back up to 100%. So here's the things I didn't like. There's no noise canceling in these. So you're not going to be canceling any noise on any of your trips. They did fit snugly and you get some, just from earbuds alone, you do get some noise canceling effect. But for the most part, there was no noise canceling in these. There's also no ambient mode. For me, being a runner, that's super important because if I'm outside doing things, I need to hear what's going on around me. Some people don't feel like they need that. I do personally. I just tend to care about like hearing things and knowing if there's going to be a car that's trying to swerve into me or somebody's behind me and they're trying to pass me and they need to let me know. So an ambient mode would be great, but again, $30 freaking for over 8 hours of power. Can't really beat that. So I also had, like I explained earlier, it fit in my ear though in a way that sometimes could get in the way of the button pushes. While the button pushes were very, very responsive and worked great, sometimes I would be actually tapping the inside of my ear right here with this thing or whatever, and it took me quite a bit of time to get it to fit in there the right way to where I could tap. And then even then I would still hit my ear and stuff. So it's just the way that I think that they actually fit in there. If you're running or working out or something and you're trying to get a quick tap in, you might hit your ear instead and it might kind of like throw it off. Not a deal breaker at all by any means. Actually, none of the cons are deal breakers. The not having noise cancellation, not having an ambient mode, and and fitting in my ears to where I can't push the buttons is not a deal breaker, especially for what I would want to use these for, which are gaming. It does have a gaming mode, and for again $30 for a gaming mode to bring your latency down to 60 milliseconds is freaking amazing. I cannot say more about these things except that like I can just show you the app. And again, so there's only an app for these on the phone. It's not on the computer. But again, once you set everything on the app, you can easily hook these up to the computer and you can push buttons to get to gaming mode and stuff like that. So you shouldn't have any real issues. All right, the app for this headset is the Audio Hub by Turtle Beach. I believe you can connect all of their stuff through it. So that's what we're going to use. You do just go ahead and get connected. It starts loading your device once it's paired, and it will come up to a very simple thing here. So you've got, it has a battery status, as you can see on anything else. The case LEDs, it actually explains what the LEDs mean. The case, and there are only LEDs on the case. There's no lighting on the headset at all, which is probably why it lasts so long. The equalizer itself is very simple. You've got a few modes, and like I said, I can tell the difference between each mode, but it's not a lot of difference. Again, for such a simple app and such simple headsets, I don't think that an equalizer is on anybody's radar at all. So this having any type of equalizer is fantastic. So you can go to the functions page right here, and you can see all the different things that each tap can do when it's on here. So it says drag an action to reassign it. So you can actually take these and drag them around like this and remap these. Again, for $30, you get to remap at least some of the basic functions of this thing. Is crazy. You can't remap the reject call, stuff like that, but I mean, you do have some remapping capabilities. Maybe you don't like a single button push for pausing or whatever, you can change that. And then again, there is a gaming mode on these with 60 millisecond latency on them. So like I said, this is a very simple app for these. I'm sure that some of the other headsets probably have a much different interface than this, because this specifically loaded up these Scout Airs. It also gives you the firmware, any facts, anything else you want to know about these things are right in this app. So overall, I cannot say enough good things about these. They have a long life to them. They are super cheap. And they have a game mode mapping app. Like I can't get around it. They sounded probably not as good as the other headsets I had, but for what they are and what you're using them for, yeah, if you're using these for any type of PC gaming or for your Switch or something like that, they get the job done. They sound fairly good when set into the few equalizer positions you have. I put mine in the bass and treble. As you saw, I like to have enhanced bass for a lot of the shooting games and stuff. And I've been playing Helldivers 2, and I played for a little bit with these and had no issues. Do the other earbuds that I've tested sound better? Yeah, but for 30 bucks and for what you get on longevity in this, these are not a bad deal at all, and I highly recommend these for someone that's looking for a decent set of earbuds that will last a long time on one charge and just be good. Like, you don't have to have the best sound, you don't have to have the best. These are just good, and I will tell you, they are hitting above their weight for this $30. Some of the other ones I've done did not last as long as these, and the apps were not nearly as intuitive in some cases, and in some cases the other ones didn't even have apps, and they're 2 to 3 times as expensive. So by all means, get yourself a pair of Scout Airs if that's what you're looking for. They're just a good set of earbuds. So if you want a set of these for yourself, check out the link below. I will not be giving these away. I'm probably going to give them to my daughter, or maybe just keep them for myself for long trips and stuff. So that'll be it. If it is before March 31st, 2024, there's going to be a link below that will lead to a giveaway. We'll be giving away the Razer Hammerheads and the ROG Cetras that we have reviewed in other videos, and I will be comparing all of the headsets and earbuds that I kind of put together. We're going to be comparing those in a future video. So you're going to need to subscribe and push the notification button so that you can know when that comes up, and you can see how these really compare in the numbers that I come up with in relation to some more expensive, like much more expensive headsets, and how these, like I said, I really think these things are fantastic. But that's it for me today, guys. I got to get out of here. I got some editing to do. I'll see you guys on stream or in Twitterverse or whatever. And if we don't see you there, I guess I'll just see you the next time that you're on the House of Jacobs.